Hey, this is Bob here from Daily Enduring Truth. Once more, I'm out at the beautiful Laguna Shores Drive in Flower Bluff, and you can see the water behind us. One of the greatest attractions of Corpus Christi is the water and all the water type stuff that we have available. In front of me, that I'm not letting you see right now, we have some windsurfers who've been out. It looks like they're coming back in and cleaning their supplies up. But it's a beautiful day here in Corpus Christi. It's a little bit chilly. We still don't have the hummingbirds back, which I expected to see before now, but it's still a beautiful day, and it's exciting to be out here. We're continuing to work in 1 John. We're in chapter 2. We did about half of chapter 2 this week. We'll finish the other half of chapter 2 next week. And it's really an interesting chapter as John deals with the question of what is it like to live as a Christian in this world. And there's, at the end of this little bit in John, verses 12 through 14 of 1 John chapter 2, I think that it's either a hymn or some kind of responsive reading. And I explain why I think that in the book, in my blog post there, and you'll see the link to the blog down in the comments section. I haven't seen anybody else who says that, but that doesn't mean that I'm wrong, but it probably does. But that's just sort of my idea, and somebody else may have said it and I didn't see it. Couldn't do too much extensive research. But folks, it's a beautiful little book talking about the love of Christ throughout. And it's dealing with some issues that are difficult, but always in dealing with love. And we live in a world that has some difficult issues. The coronavirus continues to spread. And as that happens, it was brought home to me because we have a group from our church that's leaving on a foreign mission trip tomorrow, hopefully. And we hope that because they wonder if the receiving country will allow them to land because of the coronavirus fears. And from what I'm hearing in other parts of the world, it's exploding in ways that we in the United States have not seen. And so our prayers and our hearts need to be with those who've been affected. We live in a world that needs our prayers. I ran into a young lady today at a meeting that I was at, and as she talked about what she was going through and where she was looking for help, my heart was just grieved, because ultimately the only hope, the only joy is through Jesus Christ. And we as the church, we as God's people, we as the children of God need to make that clear to our world. So I know you're living in this world. You're living in a lost and dying world that needs the good news of Jesus Christ. Whatever you may think you have, it all disappears. One of the things that came out at my writers' meeting today, and by the way, I'm almost finishing a vampire story, which I thought I would never write, but it's for a charity anthology. But one of the stories, the person was doing an anti-hero, and they had Loki, the Norse god Loki, not the Marvel superhero series Loki. And Loki was talking about somebody who didn't understand priorities in life. She was so worried about keeping up her house and gardening. And Loki was thinking, looking at it from a supernatural perspective, the house and the garden will go away, but the poetry that she writes could live forever. Folks, the things of this world will pass away. What will people remember? Will they remember how well you accumulated stuff? Will they remember how well you gardened? Will they remember the love you showed others? Will they remember the words of kindness you spoke? Will they remember the joy that you gave them because you shared your love and the grace of Jesus Christ with them? Make that your goal, to continue to share His love and grace with all people and continue to glorify His name through all that you do. Guide people to see His love and grace, and you'll experience an even greater joy than you can imagine. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.